In this lesson, we're going to look at shelling and ribs. And what this does is we're able to create a larger model, and then we're able to go in and basically hollow it out or hollow out sections, leaving us with thin walls of a constant thickness. And we can add ribs, we can do some other things as well. And so what this does is it helps us, again, like other skills that we've learned, this helps us save time and makes us be more efficient and be able to create more complex parts. So we're also going to add draft to this part. And again, if you remember when we did the ratchet handle, we added draft, and basically what that does is it just puts an angle on a surface, allowing for like a part, if it's plastic injection molding, to come out of the mold more easily. We can define the draft with respect to either a face or a plane and the direction. And so just a couple definitions, and you can find these on page 262. Shelling is the process of hollowing out a part. You have the option of removing one or more faces of the part, and a shell feature is a type of applied feature. The rib tool is what we're also going to be using, and this can be used to quickly generate single or multiple ribs. Using minimal sketch geometry, the rib is created between bounding faces of the model, and then we're able to create the ribs. And then last, thin features. The thin feature option creates revolves, extrusions, sweeps, and lofts with thin walls of a constant thickness, and that is in conjunction with what we're doing here with the shelling. So go ahead and open the part, shelling and ribs, and we'll get started. The thing we're going to look at is something called a selection set. And again, to make our life easier, if we find something in a model or something that we're doing that we need to select over and over and over again, we can select it one time, and we can select one or more pieces of geometry if we need to, and then we can save that to a set. And so then when we need to select it again, we can just go to the set and save it, and we're not picking those features on the part over and over again. And so we can save vertices, edges, faces, or features in a part. And again, so this is going to save us some time when we need to do this type of operation. And so if we look at this part and we flip this over, and I right click on this face, you can see that my first option here is selection tools. And if I come over here to selection tools with this flyout menu, and I come down here with save selection, and I want to select new selection set. And what that does is it creates a folder over here in my feature tree, and I can and what it does is it keeps a list of all the selection sets that I've made, and I can rename this if I want to, again, depending on how many selection sets that I have. And now what you see is I don't have to come back and select this, because I can come over here and I can just select it right from there. And so you can imagine if I've got a grouping of faces or a grouping of edges or vertices or something that now I have to go in and I have to click each time, this makes it much, much easier. Next, we're going to look at draft, and we're going to show you how we can analyze the draft already put on a part. And so if we go up to our Evaluate tab, and I slide over here to Draft Analysis, and I can select that, and we get this window over here. And for what I want to analyze, we're going to select this face, and we can select it again from our selection set. And we're going to put this in at 2 degrees. And then let's just put this over real quick. Oh, so it's negative, because let's change this direction. And now you can see that arrow is pointing down, because that is the way this would be removed from a mold, not the other way. And now we can flip this over, and we can look at the colors. And anything that's red is negative draft. And so the face is red. It doesn't necessarily have negative draft, but that is our point of pull, right? So that really doesn't affect it. Anywhere that is green has positive draft, and anywhere that's yellow requires draft. And again, we're looking at this, analyzing, how would this come out of a mold. So I'm going to hit OK. So we've added draft to a part before, but this time we're adding draft to an existing part. And so if we go into our features, we select draft, and we're going to put in here 2 degrees. And we're going to change this from draft expert to manual. Oop, and still change this back to 2. So our neutral plane is from where the angle of draft is going to be applied from. And so in this case, we're going to come up here, we're going to use our selection set, and we're going to select our bottom face. And then our faces to draft, we're going to select this. We're going to slide this around. We're going to select this face and then this little face here. And we may have to reverse this, but let's see. Let's apply this. And yeah, those turned red. So we'll go back in here to draft again. We'll edit this. And if we reverse this, those should end up green, and they do. So that looks like it came out how we wanted, but we're just going to go back up and we're going to do a draft analysis again. Oops. And again, we can select our bottom face here. And we need to reverse that and then click OK. And now we can see that it's green. The neutral plane is red, which is fine. And if we go back up and select draft analysis again, it's going to return our part back to the original color or material color if we had selected a material there. So make sure you're saving this part along the way. We're going to end this video here and pick up, continuing with the next one.